Good afternoon. What's going on, everyone? What's going on? We're live. Just gonna wait for a few, maybe 30 seconds and then get started. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. Okay. Normally, I'll start these off with music in the background and a bunch of stuff, but the last week or two have been a little hectic and kind of have a little message to give before I got this live started. Anyways, but yeah. Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna get started. So, hi and welcome to the eighth episode of Cimifly Live, the Entrepreneur's Journey, and I am your host, Cecil Williams. So, today's episode is brought to you by Royal Dynamite, self-expression through fashion to facilitate change. I am wearing a Royal Dynamite hat, and I'm taking it back to the old school and wearing a Royal Dynamite tie-dye t-shirt. This is something we did maybe 5 or 6 or so years ago. This was probably one of the best collections that we've ever made because the process of making this actually was quite interesting. We won a grant and we were able to take the blank t-shirts to Sierra Leone. We worked with a local artisan to get the t-shirts tie-dyed, and we brought them back and then got the screen prints put on them. And we were able to document their entire process. So shout out to everybody who was involved in this process. But yeah, so today's topic is going to be about networking. And to preface this, it says it's who you know, not what you know. But before I go into today's topic, there's something that I kind of wanted to touch on and just kind of talk to everybody out there or anybody out there who's listening to just say, take care of your mental health. Make sure you're checking in on the people that you care for, the people that care for you. Make sure if you are that person who's always checking in on people, make sure you have somebody to talk to. Make sure you have somebody to look out for you. Make sure you have a good support system. I think it is important. We live in a world today where whether it's the outside influences of social media, the news, or whatever it is, and with everything that's going on in the world, the recession and all these things, I think we're in tough times today. We have to prioritize our mental health. It is affecting a lot of young people, and a lot of the consequences for what happens when we don't are fatal. So please, everybody out there, take care of your mental health and make sure you have a good support system of people who are going to be looking out for you. So with that said, I'd like to get started. So today's topic, like I mentioned, is networking. It's who you know, not what you know. So I like to always get started with a few quotes, and then we kind of break down those quotes a little bit. And then from there, we just kind of spend some time talking for about 15 to 20 minutes and then get started. But like I mentioned also, so last week I had a well, not last week, 2 weeks ago, I had a panel discussion with my business partner and a friend of mine, and we talked about money from an African point of view. And that live was really good. We had a lot of people come on. We had a lot of interaction. So moving forward, one of the things that I want to keep doing is every month I do 2 lives. I wanted one of those lives to be a panel discussion. Because what's up, Josie? Those panel discussions I think are important. I mean, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about, but I think one of the things that, because we did it from an African point of view, there's a lot that we can talk about, or there's a lot we have to talk about and solve within our continent. And it's good to just bring on people who have a perspective, an opinion, and solutions for the continent. So we're going to be talking about that stuff once every month. So pretty soon I'll tell you guys about the next one that we're going to be doing. But just to get started and transition into like networking, like I was saying, the The first one, and I think this most people know about it when we say networking, is people say your network is your net worth, and it's by Porter Gale. I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but to break it down, essentially, is we live in a world where as we become adults, everything we do is about our ability to provide, and that's kind of what we become defined by. Now, I'm not saying that's what we should or shouldn't. I'm just saying that's the reality of the world that we live in. And as a result of that, in order for you to navigate and survive in this world, you have to cherish and build your network. That network is going to get you places, and that network is what's going to build up your net worth, which essentially is what you're going to need to live, to retire, to support yourself, to support your family, and all that stuff. So that's where the saying normally comes: your network is your net worth. Now, the next is, it says you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Zig Ziglar. So essentially, I think when it comes to networking, we have to understand it is not about you. If you make it about yourself, you'll get nothing out of it. I mean, some people might, but eventually it backfires. And I think the goal is to make networking about how can you help other people achieve what they want to achieve or accomplish. Be selfless. If you are, then I think the chances of you succeeding at what you're trying to accomplish are greater. So I think that's what it just says in life. You have to help enough other people to get what they want. And in turn, it doesn't have to be those exact people that come back and help you, but the world aligns to help you with other people being there to support you, because that's their intention as well, helping you to get what you want. So in turn, they get what they want, not necessarily from you, not like reciprocity, but from somebody else. The third is know where you want to go and make sure the right people know about it. Meredith Mahoney. I think I picked this one because I think it's very, very important. Essentially, we all have to know what we want and what we want to do and have goals. I mean, this is where people constantly say, I'm not necessarily good at it, but write down your goals. This is something I'm trying to be more intentional about and get better at. But when you write down your vision, your goals, and when you know exactly where you're going and what you want to do, you're going to be reminded every time, because you've put that in print, you verbalized it, and you're letting the world know. So it's also accountability, because these people can hold you accountable, whether it's them asking you, did you do this, or just following your journey. You are letting the world, you're putting the world on notice, you're putting yourself on notice, and essentially you will get there because there's a form of accountability that you're putting yourself through, and over time you will attract the right people throughout that journey. I mean, sometimes it's like it says, it's action. You have to get started. I started this live, and it might not be where I want it to be today, but I have a goal of where I would like to get to. So my goal or my actions I'm taking are not only saying to be disheartened, to say, oh, I'm not getting enough people to watch me. It becomes my responsibility to link up with the right people, or to tell the right people about what I'm doing, or the people who watch me to tell the right people about, hey, I'm checking this stuff out. I think it'll help you, and that type of stuff. So with that, eventually you get to meet the right people, and you get to build your tribe, you get to build your community, and you get to grow. So I think it's important for us to keep those things in mind. So now getting into some of this stuff about networking and as it pertains to entrepreneurship. What's up, Ralph? What's going on? See you out there in Freetown hustling, brother. That's what's up. How'd the shoot go today, bro? Hope everything went well. That's what's up, man. Cool. Anyway, to come back into this, but this is something that's important to me about networking, and this is not necessarily for dude, the tie-dye tee. You know, I had to go down and deep into the nooks and crannies to find this one, man. I had to bring it back. I mean, essentially every live I'm wearing a Royal Dynamite t-shirt, so people know we've been making really dope stuff over the years, and we continue to do the same and build a community. So that's essentially what we're doing. But it goes back to the idea of networking. I mean, networking is what put us together to be able to create Royal Dynamite, and it's what's putting us together to be able to continue to create the things that we create. But with that networking, like I keep saying, every job or massive opportunity I've had in my life came as a result of my network. And I'll start with as basic as finding a job, because sometimes we don't have to go navigating the ins and outs of starting a business. Every single job I found in America, I mean, I've applied on job boards, don't get me wrong. I was a recruiter and I had to navigate job boards to find candidates. But at the end of the day, I never found, or I never got a job offered to me because I applied on a job board. My first job out of college, it happened because of an elementary school friend, and considering we both were not even born in this country, that reached out to me and was just checking on me. And I said, yeah, I'm looking for work. He's like, are you open to doing this? And I said, yeah. That's how I found my first job. Second job, same thing, just reaching out to people over time. I mean, I've even gotten jobs, yes, because I kept in touch with recruiters, family, friends. You just have to tell people. It goes back to the saying where know where you want to go and make sure the right people know about it. So as you have conversations with people, you just tell them what you're doing and what you're looking to do. It's not saying you're putting your burdens on them, but at the end of the day, they will help you to get what you want. So it goes to these quotes that I put earlier, where it says, you can have everything in your life you want if you just help enough people out to get what they want. So it's just a conversation of you helping people out to get what they want, and essentially you putting things out in the universe and letting the right people know about it, and your network will essentially get you where you want to. So every job I've ever gotten, I got because I was just having a conversation with someone and I said, yeah, I'm looking for this. And it's like, oh, I know someone. Oh, but also it comes with my reputation. I mean, my reputation of who I am and what I've maintained. So people then get to know me, trust me, and say, okay, I can vouch for Cecil and looking for a job. I mean, even most recently, I mentioned in our last one that we bought a house, and to even think that we didn't have to find the house on Zillow or any of the realtors based on how the traditionally most people find it, it came from friends. Hey, we're looking to buy a home. Put your fillers out there, make your intentions known to people, and through that, we were able to find an off-market deal. So this all goes to your network. I keep saying these things because I need people to understand that. Do not be ashamed. Do not be afraid to just tell people in conversation what you're looking to do. You're not asking for anything. You're just putting it out there. Now, another part of that is, I think you have to be mindful in how you treat people in the relationships that you build. Yes, not every relationship is going to go the way you want it to be. But I think if we treat people the right way, if we treat people with respect, with compassion, have humility in our lives, we will be able to grow our network. I mean, I've met so many people over time, whether it's through school, work, entrepreneurship, that I'm not saying these people don't have an opinion about me, whether good or bad. Everybody has an opinion about everything. But I'm able to reach out to a lot of these people and still be able to, again, use my reputation as an upstanding person to say, hey, it's been a while. What's going on? Maybe I'm coming to your town. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. You're asking, I mean, or whatever, or just having a conversation. Hey, what's going on with your family? But that's because you've been able to build that network, and that network trusts you for you to be able to say, you can call upon people. Maybe you haven't had a conversation in 5 years. I mean, I think social media and social networking has made the world smaller, wherein we have friends we grew up with, and we might not talk on the phone and text like we traditionally used to in the past, but because we keep in touch through social media, just by liking a picture or making a comment, you've built social capital to be able to reach out to those people and build that network. And as a result of that, you're able to get where you need to get to, and vice versa. I mean, I own a t-shirt line. I mean, there's certain things I go on Upwork and Fiverr and look for, but generally I just need to mention to someone that, hey, what do you need? What are you doing? What are you up to these days? Yeah, we're doing this, and this, and forth. I need a graphic designer. Oh, my boy does graphic design. I need somebody to help me with my social media. I know somebody who's doing so as you build your network, you're able to tap into that network to build your net worth. Essentially, you're able to tap into people easily without having to go look for strangers. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with working with strangers, but I mean, even that network, when they link you up with a mutual friend or interest, it becomes at least there's a bridge, there's a gap, because you're still going to be introduced to a stranger, but it becomes a warm call for you to say, hey John, I got your contact from Jane, and so on forth, and make it happen. So essentially, I think just be mindful how you treat people over time, and as you build your relationships, remember networking with people is just connecting. I mean, whether you're showing up on, I mean, in the world we live in today, there's a lot of Zoom conferences, meetups, and all these types of things. But just be mindful how you interact with people, how you treat people, and all that good stuff. So, with that said, keep in mind your network is your net worth, and you have to be able to, I mean, it's all about connecting with people, it's all about connecting with ideas, it's all about connecting with opportunities. So just keep networking, and you're going to get where you eventually need to get to, but you have to put effort into it. Now, when I say put effort into it, there are some of us who don't like to interact with people, period. That's our personalities. And then there are people who are just out there, they're okay, their personality, they get into certain places. For me, I'm a little bit in between. Like, maybe there are times I just don't want to be places, I have to make an effort, but then there are times where I'm in my element. This is not where I know I need to be. I'm comfortable, I'm networking. And you have to have that balance between the two to make sure you are just being of service to people. You are just being genuine to people. I mean, you have, I mean, they say you have to give to receive. I mean, we shouldn't be doing things because we want something from someone specifically. I mean, yes, in the world we live in today, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get where you need to get to. Fair enough. But I do think at times we have to selflessly do things without wanting anything from that particular person. I mean, I could do something for you, and what maybe I was expecting from that person, whatever, I get it from someone else. Or I can just do something for you because I'm in a position to do it for you, and what I was wanting comes from somebody else. Or that person can say, I remember you saying you wanted this. I mean, it's like when people say I owe you one. Nobody really owes you anything, but at the end of the day, I think because of the compassion human beings feel for each other, when I do something for you, there's that thing where, well, what can I do? What can I do to reciprocate what good you've done for me? And if I'm in a position to do it, I will do it. And I think that's the way it happens. As an entrepreneur, you have to know who matters, who to know, and how to get to people to make things happen. I think one of the things that's important in life we have to understand is we are in the people business, all of us. It doesn't matter what we do. If you learn how to interact with people, if you learn how to make conversations with people, you survive. And I mean, even doing this is me coming out of my shell. This is me doing things that I feel that will help me propel myself to get to where I need to get to. Whether it's me saying, yes, I want to build a media company, whether it's me saying, ultimately, I want to start a podcast. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I've said to myself, I want to start a podcast, but I want to be able to first be able to look in the camera and talk to it, but learn how to interact, learn how to ask questions, and converse with people. And this is one step that I've been able to do. It's just going live and not expecting anything from anyone, not expecting 1 million people. I don't even have 1 million followers, but not expecting people to just come online and be like, oh my God, oh my, this is practice for me. But at the same time, while I'm practicing, I'm putting out whatever little knowledge and experience I have there to the world that could benefit someone by just giving them a little boost and thinking, because I think everything is about perspective. Everybody has their perspective and insights about any topic in this world. And maybe if you give people a different perspective to see things from, it can change everything. It can change the game. Because I always say, in order for you to change the game in what you do, you have to change your mindset. Everything is about mindset. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to build a business, which is what we're trying to do and get to with Royal Dynamite, with my Cimifly platform, is I have to build a network. This is what I'm doing. I'm building a community. I'm building people I can connect with. I'm trying to reach people that understand where I'm coming from, who can then tell more people about what we're doing so we can help each other. It's simple. Help me help you, from the movie, I'm blanking out, so never mind. But essentially, if you remember that movie, put it in the comments. But essentially, it's help me help you. I think ultimately, we just have to be selfless people. We just have to remind ourselves to be good people and put good thoughts, put good karma out into the world, and make sure when you meet people, don't just brush them off and say, oh, whatever the case might be. Give a good first impression so they will always remember you to be an upstanding person. They will always remember something about you. So when you reach out to them later, it's not this cold thing like, oh, well, I don't even know you. I mean, obviously, social media is helping us keep in touch with people. LinkedIn, I mean, these platforms that I'm on, Instagram, Facebook, and all these things, they help us build that network. It makes it easier today than it was before. I mean, think about before. I'm an immigrant. I left the Gambia when I was young at the age of 18, came here. Okay, social media was getting better, but I mean, when I left Sierra Leone to go to the Gambia, there wasn't much of how you could use to keep in touch with people. Jerry Maguire, that's it. The Jerry Maguire, help me help you. So the only way we did that back in the day was we had to write letters. Remember, I mean, I don't know. Did anybody ever have a pen pal when they were kids? I mean, I know I've been in these pen pal programs where you have to write letters to people you don't even know in another world, and you keep in touch. And for some people, they kept writing letters to people maybe in the UK. It primarily was a UK thing. And then they end up going there for college and they meet these people and all this stuff. So now the world has been made much, much, much more smaller. So like I keep saying, cherish your network, because your network, the people, and when I say network, I mean, it sounds like a very a technical word, but essentially your network is just the people you know. It's just the people who are going to look out for you. It's just the people who are going to vouch for you. It's your community. Just make sure you respect that community. Be mindful of how you treat that community, and that community will look out for you. So remember that, especially as I say, this is an entrepreneur's journey. I know what my network has done for me. I mean, I have a coach that I talk to every week, and I know how he helps me when all I have to do simply is just tell him what my problem is, my issue is, my challenge is. And it's like sometimes it's literally one text away. Before we even finish having a conversation, I'm having a text like, Cecil, meet David. And next thing you know, I'm talking to someone that I don't even know, but potentially is solving my problems. I mean, a lot of the people I work with today, I met because I know him and he linked me up with these people, and they're helping me get to where I need to get to. So keep that in mind. Your network is your net worth. And at the end of the day, know where you want to go and make sure the right people know about it. I think that's important. Very, very important. You need to let the right people know about it. And we also have to have a mindset of community to remind ourselves to tell other people of the people we've met, the good people we've met. I mean, Josie's here, and Josie was a DJ at my wedding, and at the end of the day, it was a community. I've known Josie for a very long time, but when it came to choosing, it's not just because, oh yes, I mean, he's a very good DJ, plays very good music, but it's the relationship, it's the network, someone you've known for some time, and you're saying, oh, I mean, there's other people you could have chosen from, but at the end of the day, you are saying, hey, this is somebody that I know, this is a reputation of somebody that I mean, I don't want to use the F word, I don't like to cuss or anything, but somebody I'm up with. So essentially you get to say, this is someone that I want to be a part of my community. Thanks, Carl. Don't you remember these teas? So, I mean, I wish we could really bring these teas back, but the process is just very, very tedious of taking it back all the way to Sierra Leone and getting it. I mean, these teas were made, well, the tie-dye part of it was made in Sierra Leone, and it's not, I always tell Ralph, I said, we've probably made some of the best tie-dye teas in the world. I mean, this is not me being arrogant in any way, shape, or form. Go online and look for all the tie-dye tees you've ever seen. I mean, some people make the tie-dye tees, but look at the extra detail. I mean, it even has the RD logo on the back. It has the stitching at the bottom. But yeah. But anyways, I like to wrap it up. I mean, I've spent about 25 minutes, but like I said, make sure you build your network. Your network, it's who you know, not what you know, because there are people who know a lot of things, but they're just not getting where they need to get to in life. It's not about how intelligent you are. I mean, if you have intelligence, use it to leverage your intelligence with people. Essentially, leverage your intelligence with people. We live in a people world we live in. Everything we do is about people. I mean, unless people cease to exist, then fine. But until people cease to exist, everything we do revolves around people. So remember that. And with that piece of message, I think you will be able to get to where you need to get to in life. I mean, that is if you have goals, which I'm assuming most people have goals, no matter how small or big those goals are. We have to utilize people to leverage them to get to where we need to get to. So with that said, to everybody that always comes online, thank you very, very much. I always appreciate it. I'm gonna see if I have another one, Josie. I think I have a few that we probably never wore, or whatever. I'm gonna see if I have another one. We have a few. I'll ask Ralph. I think we have a few laying around in Los Angeles somewhere, man. But this is my summer vibe, and we're gonna work on making some as well. Ralph is in Sierra Leone working hard right now to make sure we have what we need from Sierra Leone and what we need to get to Sierra Leone. So we're building that community, and RD's making a strong case for a comeback. But like I said, everybody who comes online, I really appreciate it. I'll be back live in about 2 weeks, and I think the next 2 weeks I'm going to have a panel discussion, and we're going to be talking about Black tax, but also from an African perspective. So go look it up. Black tax. Carl, I'll hook you up with one. I also have the blue, red, and white one, but I think this color hits better than that one anyways. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about Black tax from an African point of view. I'm going to have some guests come on. When those happen, it's a community, it's a party, it's a conversation, but we're helping build each other up. And I like what we did 2 weeks ago. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the people that come on. But to all you guys that come on in these every 2 weeks, I appreciate it massively. I mean, honestly, I really, really, really do. So I wanted to thank you guys for coming on. Anything that you could share with me, feedback, hit me up in the DM, send me a message. I'm always open to some feedback and how I can improve, and or topics or questions you even want to talk about. So hope you guys find this useful. My time is up. I got to go pick up my son from daycare. This is the routine. So thank you guys very much. Stay blessed, everybody.